Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Dissect. I go by the name of Novelist.
And I got by the name of Jewel.
And of course, tonight we'll be talking to an engineer slash producer. You all know him as the name of Cornell Phillips. But before we bring him on, Jules, how was last weekend?
You know what? Last weekend, I missed y'all last weekend.
Hey, we missed you last weekend.
I was thinking about y'all. But my mom had a beautiful birthday, 75th.
Nice.
She enjoyed herself. Yeah. Thank you for
That's
asking.
what's up.
Mhm.
Of course. So looking forward to tonight.
Yes, I think it's going to be an exciting show. I missed the first few episodes when he was on, but
Right.
I know it's going to be an exciting show tonight. Can't
Oh
wait.
yeah, and he's in the backstage, of course. And before we bring him on, I'd like to encourage you guys. Tonight we're gonna introduce something new. We're gonna put a WhatsApp number. Sometime will show up on the screen, and you guys could actually call in that WhatsApp number, leave a voice note or something if you want to ask, Cornell a question, or you could just send a text message to the WhatsApp number. All right, which later on will be on the screen. So. We'll go through that later on in the show, and then we'll get your voice and put it on. All right. So we're not going to keep you guys waiting. Let's bring in the man of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. He's no stranger to the show. He's been on here before. Part 2, like he said in his promo, Mr. Cornell Phillip.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Not bad. What's going on?
I'm good.
You sound relaxed after a bacchanal
What?
week.
Not relaxed yet. Being in front of the camera is just part of it. The hard work is behind the camera.
Mhm.
Of course.
Both pre and post.
Yeah.
Right.
No rest for the weary, man.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to get some rest from Monday. Yeah, hopefully.
All right. So how was
Yeah,
the
certain
whole
things to do.
okay. So how was the whole season? I mean, it's kind of different, what we used to, but how did everything go?
Well, I'm used to it by now.
Already?
I mean, this is. I think it was a great success for us.
Right.
We had the same kind of vibe last year.
Mhm.
Well, it started off as Carnival, and then we
Right.
were told that we couldn't use the brand Dominica Mass or the real Mass or Dominica Carnival. We couldn't use Carnival.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was a blessing in disguise, and we came up
Right.
with Carlinval.
Yeah.
So we branded it Carlinval, and that just took off, and this is our second year doing it.
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, when it comes to the logistics, everything was smooth sailing. The hardest part was getting up in the morning.
Mhm.
I think that was the hardest part.
but
So it
getting up
felt
in the
like
morning.
real Juve. It felt like Juve for real, though.
What? Let me tell you about it. It was real Juve. It was real Juve. I mean, the atmosphere was a carnival atmosphere, to be honest with you, because we got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, knowing that we had set up at 10 o'clock the night before, and we got up at 3 o'clock knowing that we have to go and play for Juve at 4 o'clock. And trust me, it was like it was like the real thing. To be honest, it was like the real thing.
Wow.
But yeah, I figure it'll probably be easier, you're doing everything, right in your yard, right? But like,
Doing it right in the yard is a convenience more than it is easier.
okay.
You understand? Because you still have to set up.
Right.
Though streaming, it's easier to I shouldn't say it's easier to do the stream, but there are it equally has its challenges.
Right. Okay.
Doing the streaming as opposed to actually going and playing on a truck, performing on a truck and going around the streets and stuff like that. It has its challenges, and we did have our challenges.
Right.
Yeah, so, but we pulled through.
Nice. I was able to catch an hour of the show, and I was I was sweating as well when the performance was going on. It was good. It was good.
All right, thanks, man.
Right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I saw your partner Nigeria had a truck, but it looked like it break down. I don't know, somebody mash up his generator or something.
I don't know what happened. They had a light. I don't know if they needed the light to go under the truck to see what was
Uh,
happening. But, you know, Nikki herself was burned out. I think after the second round,
yeah,
Nikki was
that's
burned
it.
out.
Yeah. She need to go work out. Everybody back out now, so she need to work out for the road next year.
No, but
But
trust me, I mean, it was taxing. It was taxing on the body. I mean, there was no difference being virtual or being on the road.
right.
We had to get up in the early morning. We had to stand up. We had to perform. And even you have to perform. You actually, when you're on a truck, you can stay on the truck and you can just sit down and perform because not many people seeing you.
Yes.
But when you're in front of a camera and the world is seeing you, you know, you have the
Right.
potential of millions seeing you. You have to be at your A game all the time.
Yeah.
And honestly, you have to experience it to know how taxing it is. And kudos to Colin. You know,
Yeah.
Colin, after a while, I felt sorry for her, you know, because it was taxing and I could see that she was just pushing. She was
Yeah.
going, she was going, she was going, and she never let up. And yeah.
She almost lost her voice there too, no?
No, well, actually, she lost her voice after.
All right.
You know, like after the season, when you just release,
Yeah.
and that is when
That's
everybody get the flu.
Mm-hmm.
So is that, you know, so she had voice all the time, and then on Wednesday, that is when the voice went.
Nice.
She was running on stamina or something.
Yeah.
The last of the fumes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I want to go back to, well, let's get into some questions because I'm sure some people have some burning questions and they want to know things about you, Cornell. I know last time you were on the show, you had different things to talk about, but I want to go back to your solo project after the Rupee and WCK era. What inspired that? And will we ever get a part 2?
What inspired this? First of all, that project was in the making 10 years, at least 10 years before it was actually released.
Okay.
You know, I live where I work, so I spend a lot of time in the studio. And doing like WCK was basically my life, you know. And then when I left WCK to go and pursue other, you know, ventures and doing Rupee, when I came back to Dominica, I just decided to, you know, start off, just do something different. And then I would always be playing around with different styles of a particular song. And the WCK repertoire was part of the songs that I was just messing around with, you know. And my friend, a very good friend of mine, Chad Augustine, he is one that would always push me to do stuff, you know. And then it just came a time when everything just aligned and we started to work on the album. I started to work on the album, bringing different resources and just putting things together. And then it finally came together and interpretations came out, you know. There is a second one. There are many songs that are already done, but it's all about timing and it's all about, I mean, it is a project of mine, but in recent time, over the last more than 2 years, the focus has been Colin XP, you know, because of what happened, you know, with the COVID, and when we saw the opportunity to really, you know, to do certain things and so on. So the project is on the desktop.
I saw you look over there to the desk.
So I just clack, so I can just double click and I can open it and it is right in front of me every day.
Nice.
You know, so it's just a matter of finishing it off and releasing it and just doing something grand again. You
So,
know?
Nice.
so if we ever get it, because Colin is up front, but if we ever get it, what we're looking for, we have some classics. We're gonna hear some classics on there, some old school stuff.
It will be old school stuff. It wouldn't be targeted towards like the Dominica music per se. I mean,
Right.
the first album, you had songs from Ophelia, you had songs from WCK,
Yes.
Gramax, and a
Yes.
couple originals.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, but this time I thought of, you know, of going
Broadens.
out,
Right.
you know, broadening the scope of the music selections. And
Right.
there's also going to be more lead vocals on the album.
Okay. Nice.
That's a great idea, actually, because I'm a Grenadian and Trinity parentage, and we
Right.
would like to have a little bit of that vibe over in those islands too, you know. So,
Right.
good idea to incorporate different sounds in that.
Yep. Yep.
But Cornell, okay, since we're on that album, I remember when well, it was a long time ago. You made a song. Well, it wasn't a song. You used to do this thing. I guess you guys call it booyah jazz after a while.
Right.
There's a thing you guys used to do live.
Yeah, right,
With
right.
with how like the reaction to that, because everywhere that played, the reaction was crazy. Would you say that had
Right.
anything to do with the actual album, like some type of inspiration or even?
No, no. To be honest, I guess it did.
Right.
I mean, without even knowing it, because I mean, once you're in it, there are certain influences that are gonna come from all over the place. So
Right.
probably it did. It most likely did.
Right.
But what that really started it off is Kong Shell. I started to do that. The orchestration that I have of Kong Shell was something that I was doing years, like many years before the album actually came out. I was doing that a long time ago, and then I decided to record it. So that is what that really triggered the Interpretations album.
Okay.
All right, nice.
You know?
Well, we're looking forward to part two. I wouldn't ask you some of the vocal artists you on there because I know you say you have it on the shelf. I will put you on the line.
you can ask me any question you want to know. You just might not like the answer that I give.
Well, seeing that you're live and you tell me that, yeah, you wanna. Okay, we're getting a bit for sure. Colin probably on there, right?
Colin is for sure going to be on there, but surprising enough, there's no song for her yet.
Okay.
I mean, it's a no-brainer that she's gonna be on there.
Right, of course.
You save the best for last.
Or in the items you get a call out.
But it will have some local artists as well as some regional artists. And I'm not looking for artists that are popular in the Caribbean, or I'm not looking for popular artists. I'm looking for great artists.
Right.
Great unknowns. You know, they're known, you know, but in their little circle, because it adds that sense of special. It adds that special feeling when you bring great talent. You just put great talent in front of you, and people will be asking like, who is this guy? Who is this girl? You know, and stuff like that. But I mean, there's so much talent. There's so much talent out there. You know, undiscovered talent out there, and we see it every day. We see it every day, and you know, sometimes you just want to give somebody a push. You just want to give somebody an opportunity. You know, so, and it is not that you're doing them a favor, because they definitely have the talent.
Right.
You know, so you're just giving them a platform to express that talent.
Yeah.
You
know? Would these artists be under their own label, or they're under your label in a way you're promoting?
No. They wouldn't be under my label.
Okay.
To be honest with you, labels kill artists. Labels, I mean, especially today, I mean, with When you go to a label, they're going to stifle you when it comes to social media. They're going to have their own thing. When you can be doing just as much as them, seeing that
Right.
social media is right there for you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, so I like to keep things. I don't like to hold down people.
Right.
You know, so I'll come to you, I'll ask you if you're interested, blah, blah, blah. If you're interested, yes. If you're not interested, no. But if you're interested, I'm not going to put sanctions or tell you cannot do this or you cannot do that and stuff like
Right.
that. No.
No,
Everybody is free to express themselves as they please.
Nice.
That's
All
something
right.
that we heard a lot from many artists that have come on to the show as well. Being on their own label is another way to go for sure. Okay.
Yeah,
I
freedom.
mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, I have been there.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And I know what I go through, what I went through. And I don't want anybody to go through what I have. You know, I want them to have a better experience than what I had.
Right.
You know, and that is what it is. You know, I can safely say that I have never done anybody wrong. Probably I've done
Right.
something to better myself that may have stepped on someone's toes.
Right.
You know, because if something that may be good for me may not be good for another person.
Facts.
You know, but it, you know, I just do what I have to do, and then I do whatever I can do to help others.
Right.
That is what I'm here for as an artist, as a producer. I am here to uplift life and make people's lives better. To be honest with you, that's what I'm here for.
Nice. Well, you've been doing a good job at it for many years. You know what I mean? And I can say more than you know. Trust me. You know.
I did my research and I think I heard something about more than 35 years.
Yeah,
It's a long time.
it's a long time. It's a long time.
Put the man age out like that, man. Next
No, I
topic.
don't have a
Next
problem.
topic.
I was thinking about
I
my
don't
age
have
when I said,
a
wow, that is a long time.
I don't have a problem with my age. I have no problems with my age. I am who I am. I
Of
Age
course.
is
am who I
wisdom.
am. You know?
Yeah, you're right. Age is wisdom. Age is wisdom.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
let's talk a little Cali next speak. The
Right.
last time you were here, you guys were in the States, and
Right.
you guys, I don't know what intentions you guys had as far as how long you were gonna stay, but I know you guys exceeded your expectations, right? So
I
how
would
was?
say that.
Yeah. Well, I think from the last time we spoke, you said with some like there was added shows, so
Yeah.
which is
yeah.
a good thing. Now I know you've been in that situation before where you probably left Dominica, probably for a month and end up staying, forever, however long, right? But how
That's the
was
first time I stayed 6 months though.
yeah? Oh, it was 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it was 6 months.
Damn, boy, time flies.
It was 6 months. We were given 6 months because we went up on the 1st of July and then
Right.
we were supposed to leave on the 30th or the 31st of December.
Right.
So we seen that we were there. I mean, we just decided to stay. I mean, the majority of our events were online anyway, so we could have done
Right.
it anywhere.
That's true.
And plus there was no in-person schooling.
Yeah.
Everything was online, so it was easy for us to just stay up there. Kiara was with us. I mean, a
Right.
lot of the time, Kiara would be in school, and we would be driving. You
Oh, nice.
understand?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
would be driving from one state to another. We decided to drive most of the time,
Right.
unless if it was so far that we had to
Yeah,
fly.
fly,
But
right.
it was safer for us to drive.
Yeah.
We felt safer driving, so we did that. It was an experience. It was
Nice.
an experience, I must
Right.
say.
So I take it, they liked it, obviously. Well, maybe not the cold, but
Well, we were not really in the cold, and the little that we experienced of the cold, it wasn't that bad. Because
for
when,
you,
no, the thing about it is that when you're in tourist mode, it's not a must that you go out of the door.
facts.
Whereas if you're a local, you have to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and find yourself at work.
Yeah. True.
So it was kind of easy for us. It was easy
Yeah.
for us.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I was going to ask how you manage your work-life balance, like your business and your family. How do you balance that? Like you kind of gave an example that your family was along with you, but generally, how do you balance work and family?
Um, to be honest, I don't have a balance. Huh?
Hmm.
Morning,
just roll.
morning, noon, and night. Work, work, work.
Yeah. Especially when you
Which,
everything's at home.
yes, and this is not a healthy thing. I can tell you that much. It is not a healthy thing. You definitely have to make time to go out. You have to make time to go on a date. You have to make time
Mhm.
with your kids
Mhm.
and stuff like that. But like if Colin didn't, pull me up on certain things, I would
Mhm.
be just work, 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 work. Just be at it. Just be at it.
Mhm.
And she would literally take the computer away from me and just put it aside and tell me, yo, you know. So
Yeah.
right now she would tell me, okay, we go in here, we go in there, we go in here, we go in there,
Yeah.
and I would just say, okay, yeah, no problem, let's go on. Let's see if I have a pressing matter to deal with.
Right.
Then I do it, but it had its challenges at first, but then when you get into the flow of things, everything kind of works out,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah. That's some good advice to share with the young artists, especially coming out, and
Yeah,
any artist anyways, And you've been in it for a while, so thanks for
I've
sharing.
been in it for a while.
Yeah.
You're welcome, man.
And he still don't have a balance. What a guy. But what's the future looking like? I guess the near future looking like for you guys. I mean, the carnival is done.
The carnival is done. We getting the calls, we putting things together, we doing things, we want to do things the proper way,
Right, of course.
so it will take a little time, but we're getting things in order, for travel, even perfecting the virtual space
Hmm.
and stuff like that, but there are a lot of things coming up. There are a lot of, I mean, our next big show will be Hallelujah, the Praise Concert.
Right,
We had it last year. This year is the
right.
second year that we're doing it. And after that, the next one will be the Booyah Jazz Festival.
Okay,
So the Hallelujah Praise Concert is the 17th of next month, the 17th of April,
okay.
which is Easter Sunday. And we're working on that. So soon enough, we're going to have the promos out and the artists. We're
Right,
going to announce the artists and stuff like that. But there's a lot that we have on the table.
right.
It's just a matter, we know exactly what we want to do. It's just a
Just
matter of executing it properly.
right.
Mhm.
And any album in the works for as far as Colin goes? I know she released like
We She
like
released 3 songs for the
right,
year
yeah,
so far,
yeah.
which is Go Down, Mr. DJ,
Hmm.
Sway, and Is That They Like.
Yeah.
We actually have around 4 to 5 songs that we just have to complete,
Hmm.
and but right now, to be honest, if you use the music as not as not for profit, but as my business card, as our business card,
Hmm.
Mhm.
because things are so easily accessible right now to put out an album and decide you're gonna put it for sale, put it out for sale and stuff like that. I That is a thing of the past, to be honest,
Right.
in
Yeah.
my opinion. I mean, it can still be done.
Right.
I shouldn't say it's a thing of the past, but I mean, it have certain, you can do things differently now. You don't necessarily have to release an album. You can release singles.
Right.
And
Mhm.
these days, before it used to be the music, and after a while the visual would come out. But
Hmm.
right now it's more about visual more than
Yes.
anything right now,
Yes.
So we concentrated on new music,
Right.
but song by song, and planning and visuals, making sure we have visuals when
Right.
we can do it. It's kind of expensive to do it the right way,
Hmm.
but I mean, we have started. It's just a matter of perfecting what it is that we're doing, probably pulling in new resources to get a
Right.
product that we can really market, you know. But new music, yes. Album, not necessarily.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Well, you're speaking about visual, which actually brings me to my next question, because when you guys were in the States, I believe you released 2 music videos.
Was it two or was it
There was
one, I believe.
wasn't there a
I
Christmas?
think it
There was
was
a
Go
Christmas.
Down.
There was
Oh,
Go
yes,
Down and
yes,
there was
yes. Oh,
Christmas.
yes, 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 yes,
That
yes.
man need to rest, bro. So yeah. So anything in works for that song, the one that they
Right.
like anything for that, because that's a blazing song.
Well, we have intentions. We have intentions for this song. We have intentions for Sway. You know, we have intentions.
I like to poke, I like to poke the bear.
I like that Sway song. I think that's a really good road song.
Right,
You know,
right.
have a lot of bacchanal in that
But
song.
you see, but I like the fact that you mentioned that though, because people on the outside, they favor Sway, whereas Dominicans, they like is that they like,
Yeah.
because it it have that local twang. It has that Dominican twang. So a lot of
Yes.
Dominicans can relate to it.
All right.
You know, so you want to put out stuff that fills the whole spectrum.
Right.
You know, you want to cater for Dominicans, yet you want to cater for people
For the
outside
world.
there.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of people really, a lot of people, non-Dominicans, I should say, they're into Sway. They're really into Sway. Whereas Dominicans themselves, they like the hardcore your groove and the simple bass line and just the down the line kind of melodic line and stuff like that, and plus the local twang. They like that, so it's very relatable to Dominicans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but still, I mean, again, when it comes to lyrics, you have to craft lyrics in such a way that it can still branch out.
Oh yes.
So it still has it still has that it still has the capability of branching out, even though Dominican, other people can still relate to it out there.
Yes. Yes.
You know.
For sure.
Which, I personally gotta say that I appreciate her penmanship. Because we have a few, but lately we don't, so I appreciate the penmanship. So
well, in as much as you're on penmanship, Sway was actually written by Bambi.
okay.
Sway was written by Bambi, who is also featured on the song.
Right. I don't know, I had a feeling, like nobody told me this, but I can't remember which one it was. It wasn't Tuesday. Anyway, there was a back-to-back performance, but the first one I saw, he was performing with her. And I was
right.
I'm like, that kind of song's not Colin-ish. I don't know if that song's right. Like she fits the song, but it just had a different vibe to it. And I was like, okay, if he's there,
it had the old school vibe to it. It had the old school vibe.
Yes, it gave me that right. So
it had that old school vibe to it, because to be honest, what the song is now was not what it started off to be.
Okay.
You know, because Rodney Thomas, I think, is the one who was the one who did the music on the song, the original music on the song. Okay. He and Bambi always worked together.
Okay.
You know, and Bambi in his normal self. You see how Bambi is on stage?
That's all he's in.
That is Bambi for you. That is just Bambi. You understand? So when he brought this song to us, the same way how you see him performing this song, the same way he brought this song to us. So we vibes into this song and we check in, là we go. but I didn't want it to be 100% classic style, classic booyah style.
Right.
You know, so we brought in people like Durnell from Signal, the keyboardist from Signal, to pass his hand on it. I myself passed my hand on it, changed a couple of tones and, you know, and did certain things to it. And we came up with that, you know. So Bambi wrote that and Carlin wrote Is That They Like.
Right.
And Raz's son Ajmal,
Right.
Skyo Beats is the one who actually did the beat for Is That They Like.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, and he's the same guy that did Booyah Water.
Yes.
So seeing that we won best Booyah song with Booyah Water,
It's only right.
It's only right that we go back to him.
Of course. If it's not broken, don't fix it, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's a big tune there.
I saw a question come in from a viewer. I'll ask that question, but we'll get back into some serious questions after. The question is, what happened in the Poppy Show wedding and the dress? Talk up, Mr. Philip.
It's a Poppy Show wedding. So what you want me to do? What you want me to dress like this? I can't dress like this. It is a Poppy Show wedding. Joel, you know what a Poppy Show wedding is,
yes.
Right? Exactly.
But
so,
I didn't see it, so now I have to go and watch the videos.
You have to go and watch it. You have to watch it. The Poppy Show wedding, I was just in character. I mean, Carlin was in character. I was dressed as the bride. Carlin was dressed as the groom. You know, and it was all in the, I mean, it was a Poppy Show wedding, so you had to dress the part. I didn't expect people to take a liking to my legs so much.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I never in 1,000 years saw that coming. And when I saw that, I called my partner and I say, our partner in a dress, man. I say, yeah, we boy. I say, you know what I mean? Do that.
Nobody think about it is that is entertainment. And again,
right.
So if you come in for a Poppy Show wedding theme and you're asking your Zoomers, you're asking the Expedition Zoom box to come in their Poppy Show and dress up and thing, we have to be dressed up. We have to be dressed the part.
Yeah.
You know, so you can imagine how disappointed people would have felt if I wasn't in that dress.
Oh god.
So what about those that disappointed you got in the dress now?
Well, I don't know of anyone who I haven't heard anyone being disappointed of me being in the dress.
Well, you just said like your legs, so it's all good.
Well,
Did you like shave? Did you shave for the dress?
Oh gosh.
No, all that is part of it. As even vexed at the armpit didn't have hair. Man. But it's all about entertainment. It's all about making people happy. It's all about it's all about spreading the love and sharing good times.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Nice. Man, yeah, I never saw it coming. I wonder who wrote that question. Anyway, there's a WhatsApp number. You guys could also send some voice notes for us for Cornell, and it's passing in the bottom there right now. So if you have any voice notes you want to send, we will play them later on, obviously. But you guys could go ahead and send them, right? So, man.
Let me ask a question to get back into the seriousness of the interview here. Cornell, how did you select the songs for the album? Did you have a few to select from, or did you have some very specific songs that you knew that you wanted to produce for this album?
Some of them were a must. Songs like Balassi and Drum Festival, Balassi Festival, these were musts. You know, and also Conch Shell. These songs were 3 songs that had to go, that, you know, it was a no-brainer for me at the time. Selecting the songs, I mean, I don't know. It's something that happened naturally. I mean, the hardest part was doing the originals, coming up with the originals because the covers were already there and they were already part of me, even if the songs from Ophelia, the songs from Gramax, they are not my songs, but these are people that I've backed up in the past.
Okay.
We went on tour together and stuff like that, and I played for them. So it was easy for me to just put my own spin, on it. The hardest part was doing the original material, and I just knew how to do some original stuff one day, and I didn't want it to be 100% covers. So choosing the covers was not hard. Getting the original material wasn't hard either, but it was a little bit more challenging than the covers themselves.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
So do you guys go the same process when it comes to like Colin stuff or even Fanatic stuff when you guys did that? You guys went through do you guys record a whole bunch of songs and choose what you want to put out, or you just work on particular songs?
The thing about it is that music is art, and art in general has no time or place. Art just happens. So you would get the inspiration and you just produce. You can produce a whole album in a week,
right?
Whereas you'll go a whole year and nothing comes up, and there are times when the inspiration is there. There are times when the inspiration is just not there,
right?
So I mean, even the two of you, you get up in the morning and you always humming something. So we get up in the morning and we always hum, you always hum something, and even if it's a familiar phrase, I would go further and just switch it up a bit and see if I like what I come up with and stuff like that, and sometimes I'll just make a voice note out of it,
right?
And later on when I figure, hey, I have something to do, let me see what I have in my voice notes, and I go to it and I'm like, wow. But you never know. It is difficult. It is very, 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 very difficult for you to sit down at a table and say you're going to produce a song. Right. That is the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Especially if time running out on you, to come and sit down at the table and just produce something. That is the hardest thing that you can do in production. Put yourself in a headspace where you have things around you that can inspire you. Right. And it just comes up and it just flows. It just flows. I can remember when Fanatic decided to take part in the Kadas band competition, which we won. We had 2 original songs to produce. And I could have stayed in the studio and worked on the 2 songs. But I chose not to do that. I told the same band that played, I told them, yo, come in the studio, we're going to produce 2 songs. I don't want y'all to bring no idea. I don't want y'all to send no voice note of an idea you have. We're just going to come in the studio and we're just going to start to make music.
Right.
And they came in the night and I say, any one of you just start to play anything. Just start to play anything. And then we started and we just started to build. We started to feed off each other. And that is the best, I can safely say that is the best way to make music, together as a team, together as a unit. Yeah. Because doing it by yourself, you can get great results, but I mean, just one more person adding to it is 100% addition, because you are one. Another person to that is double.
Yes.
So the result that we got, I was very, very, very satisfied with it. And we produced 2 songs, which was Anuj Kadas and Pray for Dominica. Okay. And these 2 songs were produced by a collective of 4 musicians and Carlin. So 5 of us were in the studio and we just started to vibes together, and we came up with these 2 songs. And I wish we'd come back to that instead of having your laptop with a headphone in your ear and you have a set of samples and you put it together. I mean, there's a time for that, but there's also a time for musicality. You know, musicians come together and they produce great stuff.
Right. Bounce the energy off each other.
Yep.
That's what you call organic creativity. Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, I wanted to know if you've ever been approached by musicians to sample your music, your sound, to fuse it with their sound. Has that ever happened?
Yeah, man. Okay. That has forever happened, and I welcome it. You know, I welcome it. A lot of people seem to think that I make a lot of money when people ask for it and stuff like that. But I mean, drink your water and mind your business. Okay, that's what I'll tell them. But again, my conscience is clear.
Yeah.
You know, people have come to me and people have asked me to do remakes of WCK songs. People have asked me to use certain parts of the song, and I tell them, yeah, sure, I don't have a problem with it, but you know, it's not. I don't have the final say because the masters belong to WCK. Okay. You know, the sample belong to WCK. I am part of WCK, but I'm not WCK, you know. Right. So I would send them to talk to Keith. Keith would come back to me, we would talk and, you know, and we discuss. But I mean, use of my sample, use of me playing the balance batty riff or so many other beats of phrases. I mean, that going to bring the music further.
Yes.
You know, but that kind of fighting, all this bickering that has been going on and stuff like that. I mean, I can bicker too. You know, I have had songs that I paid for, you know, from beat makers. There are beats that I paid for beat makers and I put out this song, and years later I hear remnants of this song in another song.
Something else. Wow.
But hey, so what?
Yeah.
You know, so what? So what? That's all I can say. So what?
Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we do it. We do it. We have a problem in our music industry, particularly in our bouillon music industry, where we hardly have original hooks anymore.
True.
You understand? We take hooks from other people, and we even take the original vocals and put it on top of our song.
Yeah.
You know, so if we can do it, why others cannot do it? And I think we're doing it worse than the others.
Yep.
You know, so all this thing, I really, you know, I really don't see the reason for it. You know, and there's this thing about Go Down, and the beat of Go Down is this beat from WCK. That wasn't there. That wasn't there. I put it there to create some kind of familiarity, to really bring it home, to bring it to Dominica. You understand? And I mean, what is the big deal? What is the big deal? We do it all the time. So why can't... It has been done to me many times. I'm not going to bitch about it. You know, we as a Dominica music industry do it all the time. Jamaicans do it all the time. Everybody does it.
Everybody samples.
You know, but I never took to say that I steal somebody this and I steal somebody that. Again, to everybody have their story.
Yeah.
I have my story, but what is the purpose of me coming out and putting out a story that's going to defame somebody else and all these things? What is the purpose of that? Where does that bring us?
Would you say that there's a lack of business etiquette then in the music industry then?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. Because I've had situations where people just put out things. Because we in Dominica, I mean, I'll be very frank. There are artists in Dominica that put out things out there. They don't do a proper production. They don't do proper lyrics. They don't do proper this. They don't do proper that, and they put it out.
Right.
And then after, when it gets popular, that is when they want to go and do a proper song of it. You're doing things back to front.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're doing things back to front.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, boy, it is really sad. It is a sad situation.
I almost think you need to open a school or something, like a university for people to learn the craft. They need to learn.
I don't have to open. But the thing about it is that, Joel, that is not the business aspect of it. We as a people have to change our mindset.
Right. Yeah.
We as a people need to change our mindset. It has nothing to do with business.
Yeah.
We have to stop hating on each other. We have to stop being jealous of each other. We have to stop bringing down each other any chance we get.
Yeah. You're right.
You understand? So we have to change that mindset, and after that, everything will fall in place, and probably then we can talk the business. But we have to be willing to come together to talk the business, and we have to be willing to disagree.
Yeah.
You understand? I mean, over the last year, if I tell you stories that I've experienced, you would freak out. You would freak out. And it is embarrassing. Right. And I can tell you, Dominica's music is suffocating its own self.
I agree.
Yeah. You're talking facts right now. Facts.
I agree.
Facts.
You know, since we're on the sample thing, and you're right. Every year for the last 20 years, we've been sampling R&B artists or whichever artist.
Exactly.
And we don't sample our own, which would actually revive our own music, right?
When we sample our own, we vex.
Exactly. That's where I was going actually with that, because I remember a band, I'm not going to call the name, sampled older band in Dominica, and I was like, yo, that's nice. I was excited about it, and they take them and thing, and I'm like, for real? Like, that's what we should be doing. The old music that our kids don't know, we should be introducing them to that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
As I tell you again, we need to change our ways. We need to change our mindset. You know how fed up I am of this whole thing of jealousy, greed, and envy, and this and that. And I mean, I've been attacked so many times, but what I'm being attacked for has no substance, because there's no. Tell me what I have done. You understand? Tell me what I have done. Don't say that I do this and I do that and I do this. No. Right. Tell me that I went out the door. Tell me that I did a particular thing.
Right.
But when you go and you just send blanket statements out there, I'm not going to take you on. I have better things to do with my time. Honestly. I have better things to do with my time. And I am doing better things with my time. And I am seeing the fruits of my labor. Right. So I don't have to worry about you, my brother man. I don't have to worry about you, my brother woman. Let's go on.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you're the one who has, everything to lose. You're the one that's in the limelight. You're the one everybody looks at. You will respond. Like we had a band on here a few weeks ago, and I'm like, if you're ahead, you don't want to look back at the noise. You just keep going. All distractions, But
you want me to go into something that I really don't want to go into?
No. There's a question here, Bobby. There's a question here coming from someone. It says, when can the Dissect panel expect a C-squared interview?
Well, who coming up?
C-squared is Colin and myself.
Okay.
C-squared is actually Colin, XP, and myself.
Okay.
Because after, that is for Joel and those who don't know. When I came back to Dominica after touring with Rupi and I formed Fanatic, bad economic times has been a thing for a while now. So people couldn't afford a big band and stuff like that, but yet we had to. Music is what I do for a living, 100% music, and Colleen was a nurse. Well, Colleen is a registered nurse. She still pays a license. and she made the decision to go into music full time. So we had to make something happen for ourselves, you know. So the two of us came together and we decided to do a smaller group that would entertain like the bars, the hotel lobbies and stuff like that. So that is where C Square came about,
Okay.
you know. And then after that, now I realized that, Carlin XP came about during that time also.
Right.
But then, I mean, C Square wasn't as marketable as that beautiful female artist called Carlin XP. You know, so then the focus started to shift towards Carlin XP.
Right.
Thank you for that explanation. I know more. Yeah.
I was actually going to add something there, but Connor said I want him to go places. So.
That's it. Let me just take this somewhere else. Change the vibe a little bit, but no, thank you for asking that question.
Yeah. So but you know the bad looking guy, Connell. Why C Square wasn't marketable? I don't get it.
Nah, man. Well, I cannot. Nah, man. I rather push the forefront. You know,
Yeah.
push Colin up at the front and let Colin get all the accolades and all the. You know, the focus is better to be focused on one thing than two. You understand?
Right. Well, and she's definitely doing a good job because you know where I am, I hear good and I hear I hear good and I hear negative, and when you hear negative, that means you're doing something good, right?
Exactly. I mean, it depends on the negative too, because if you hating, I must be progressing. That is what I say.
Exactly.
If you hating, I must be progressing.
Yeah.
One, and two, we're not perfect. And if everybody keeps telling us that we good, and there's nothing wrong with us, there's something seriously wrong with us.
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
First of all, we are wrong the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because I mean, a problem I always get into trouble because after a performance, when talking to the team or stuff like that, I wouldn't ask how was it. I would ask what did we do wrong? Where did we go wrong? What can we do to get better? And it does affect my marriage, you know, because I mean, when you have your wife, you have to compliment your wife.
Right.
You understand? But the fact that I always want to know where did we go wrong and what can we do to make it better. You know, that is what I dwell on. So the critics, I welcome the critics, you know, both sensible and non-sensible, because the non-sensible one will fit in the bracket of, if you hating, I must be progressing.
Facts.
And the sensible ones, that means, yo, okay, I need to do this better. I need to work on this. I need to concentrate on this. I need to, you know, make myself better as a person, as a musician.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's what's up.
So, I like you make reference a lot to your relationship with Colleen and your marriage. And I think that's important because that shows that you're not just a businessman, but you're a family man. And you know, you talked about the balance. You said the balance wasn't balanced, but I think that it shows that there is balance there, even though you may not see it. I think that you're doing a good job.
I mean, there is a balance, you know, but I don't know, probably novelists can tell you that artists are very sensitive people. You know, so artists, you trodden on thin ice when you deal with artists. You know, especially when, you know, when people, Colin always tell me, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yep, I agree, Colin. I agree.
What, you going back to that time, man?
No, I still deal with it.
You know, but
it's
not what you say, but how you say it. But is, you know, that is how we get better. That is how we progress. Right. You know, by really fine tuning where needs to be fine tuned.
Yeah, you are right when you say this unfinished. That's why we write those type of songs that come from there, and then everybody have to enjoy it.
Exactly.
Put out all the
Exactly.
aggression, all the anger, you know? It's actually it's therapy. Music is actually therapy.
It's so
It is
You know,
therapy.
right?
so
Yeah,
in.
writing it,
Yeah.
singing it, performing it, every part of it. So,
Mhm.
you know. So Cornell, I can't believe an hour has already
Man.
almost up.
Let
Almost.
me tell you, last week I was digging Temptations. Well, not Temptation, Samantha Moon.
Samantha, yeah.
And when I saw that you were closing down, I was like, what?
Yeah. The
I was like,
time.
what?
Mhm.
the-
Uh,
I felt like we just sat down there.
for a show
And
like this, I mean, for a show like this, you all need 2 hours, man. For
2 hours.
real. You all need 2 hours.
You know,
An hour, that is part two. And how
yeah.
much have we spoken about? You mean, let's think about it.
You
But
grace. Yeah.
you know what? In all fairness, this is all my laziness, right? Last year we had an hour and a half, and I found that we were doing 3 hour shows. And like, yo, we had like, dude, what time is it? I actually got in trouble um,
Right.
at home because I did a 3 hour show and not realizing it was 3 hours I'm doing the show. So I
Yeah.
had to break it down to like, you know what? We can do an hour and possibly go 15 minutes over, so
Right, right,
it's
right,
all in my
right, right,
laziness,
right.
but in all fairness, it's all for my protection to my safety at home.
So two of us in the same boat then.
Of course. Once you put that thing on your finger, hey, we're all in the same club, you know.
I know, I know, I know, I know, I know.
But yeah,
Well,
it was a pleasure. Again, it's not like Dissect is going anywhere. We come back in November for the third season. You are always welcome. Like the person asked if we could get, well, we won't get C-Square, but maybe we can get you and Colin, in the next season or so. So,
yeah, man. Nothing wrong in that.
all right.
Nothing wrong in that.
So,
Once we talk in positivity, we good.
you know where I stand, Um, you know, I gotta say though, I don't control the mouths of the people that come on the show, but
Hmm.
I not out to bash anybody. I'm not out to cause no type of drama for nobody at all.
You see,
It's all positive for my side. So
and the thing about it is that you can say what you want to say without bashing anybody.
yeah, of course,
There are ways of doing it.
you know
And
much
as
people like
art,
this.
and
You know much people like
what's
cuss
that?
without using the F word and all this other stuff. I cuss in a polite way. You'll figure it out when you reach me. Like, Mr. Really cuss me, man.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
but
Or,
we have to
or
get we
kill
have
him
to
with
get out of
silence.
that thing. We just need to get out of that whole vibe of bringing down each other.
Yep,
When we start to do that, our music will progress nicely.
that is true.
So
You
there's a
know,
question before you leave quickly. Great. Someone saying here, Tyrone George says, great interview. Question to Cornell. What are your views on the younger Bouillon artists in terms of their lyrics and production? Also, are you the approachable type? Meaning, can any artist come to you for feedback, etc., on songs and production?
artists come to me all the time. Artists come to me all the time, and I never turn them away. So that was an easy question to ask.
Mhm.
In terms of the lyrics and production, I have no problem with the production. The production, I mean, people talking about the music, Bouillon music has lost its musicality, its melody,
Hmm.
but the way of the world today, the simple songs are the popular songs.
Mhm.
Yep.
When people go to the dance, when people go on the dance floor, they go to the fete, the simplest songs will impact them because they just want to free up themselves. They don't want to think about anything. So just a simple, that's why rave, I have no problem with rave
Right.
because that's where people can just go and release and just bang their heads and
Yeah. Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
just get it out. You
Yeah. Yeah.
understand? But you can't do that on jazz. You can't do that on a song that have a whole set of arrangements and things like that.
Right.
So I mean, all music has its place. The simplest to the most complex.
True.
The lyrics, on the other hand, is another problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, straight up, I wouldn't put water in my mouth to say that our lyrics, they degrade women. Or what we make popular in Dominican music, degrade women.
Yes.
Yeah.
Degrade the social. It just breaks down our whole social vibe.
Right.
You know, respect for women, respect for authority.
Mm-hmm.
Our lyrics, we try to preach hate.
Right.
You know, we try to preach hate, and it has become so much of the norm that people, so it's set already. People will tell me, so it's set already, so it is already. That's how it is. That is the culture. That is not the culture.
That's an excuse.
Do not look at me and tell me that that is the culture. And the thing about it is that it has gotten so deep rooted in the whole music industry. In our minds, it has become so deep rooted in our minds that where we draw the line is like, you know, you're on the front line of an army, right? You're on the battlefield and you're in the front line, but you cross over that battlefield and you're in enemy territory right now.
Mm-hmm.
But we already cross over in enemy territory and we've gone far in, but that has become the new front line.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So we're doing the wrong already, but it's the extent of the wrong that we're questioning right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? It's the extent of the wrong. It was wrong to begin with. It is wrong. Do not use profanity in your lyrics.
Right.
Make songs that make sense.
Yes.
Sing songs that make sense that people can sing to. Make songs that people can sing that will play on the radio 20 years down the line.
Yeah.
Timeless.
Yeah.
100 years down the line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, but I mean, it's become, I don't know, it's the norm and it is shameful.
Yeah.
And as I said in some of my posts on Facebook, is that the trendsetters, that is what they base a lot of their base is on, that kind of vibe, that kind of foul vibe.
Right.
And it's about time that stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Telling them that already. Fellas tell me don't play their content for any reason whatsoever.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow.
And I like, okay, well, cool. I mean, there's so much I can do. But, you know, and look, somebody asking a question there, how to fix it? Again, we have to change our mindset.
Yep.
And we have to put regulations in place. A lot of stuff play on the radio that should not be played on the radio.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
What happened to the censor? What happened to the censor? What happened to the censorship on the radio?
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
I mean, come on. Yeah. I mean, we talk. You know, let's take Canada or the United States for instance. There are certain songs that you just cannot play. You cannot think of playing that on the radio.
Right.
Right.
You know, you'll be fined. You will be fined. Mm-hmm. Somebody will be fired. You understand?
Of course.
But in Dominica is whatever go, and I mean it is the norm that, I mean, vice rules the world. Okay, vice rules the world. Now, even if that is a fact, that doesn't make it right. That doesn't say that you should do it. You know, it was good and it changed to, let's just say everything was so hunky-dory when it came to lyrics and stuff like that. But then it started to progress in something that is not good. Why can't we change it? It wasn't like that before, so why can't we change back? And we always keep making references to things coming full circle, The lyrics have to come full circle at some point.
Yeah.
But you know,
everything comes full circle.
I've spoken to some like artists face to face, not on the program, obviously, And, you know, I'd say like, so why you choose to sing that particular song about, you know, like you say, degrading a woman? And you tell me, boys, that they like. But I'm thinking, like, to me, that don't make sense because you the artist,
Yeah.
right? How can you tell me that's what they want? You the artist. If I want bread, I gotta come to your bakery to get the bread. If you don't bake bread, I don't eat bread,
Yeah. That's it.
right?
And I must say too, though, I mean, everything has a place and time.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Right.
But um, I mean, I wouldn't do it. You know, I wouldn't sing smut. I wouldn't sing smut. I would be disappointed if anyone sings smut.
Right.
And but if that's how you do it, and according to how you do it, I may respect it.
Yeah.
But the way how it is done right now, there's no masking, there's no
Yes.
nothing. It's just being
Yes.
done. I cannot condone that.
Yes.
But then everything has a place and a time. But that is too dominating in our music today.
Yeah.
It is too. It is just. It dominates. It dominates. And I will tell anybody, right? What music is being played on right now? WCK's music is still being played
Of
a
course,
lot
timeless.
on the radio.
Timeless.
And you ask yourself a question: why?
Yeah.
Yep.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Why is WCK's music being played still after 30 years?
Mm-hmm.
You know, after 35 years? Why? Because it is timeless.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? People can relate to it.
Yeah.
I mean, a partner of mine, Junior, he put out a post on Facebook and he said that he can't even have his children. Once you cannot have your children listen to a particular song, something is wrong
That's
because
a
they are the
problem.
new generation.
Of course.
Yep.
You understand?
Yep. That's a
My
problem.
daughter, she's 10 years old right now, and she listens to all kind of music. She listens to Colin XP not because he's a mother,
Right.
but it's because it's music that she can listen to.
Right.
She will listen to WCK. She will listen to Signal.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? She listen to Triple K. But it have certain. I mean, there are what people in Dominica call the popular bouillon. That cannot go anywhere. It cannot do nothing for the music industry. It just stays in Dominica and it
Yeah.
dies right there.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and people wouldn't like me for saying that, but that is a fact.
Yeah.
That is a fact. Look at the trend. Look at the trend. Look at the music that is playing on radio today.
Yeah.
Right? Look at the music that is playing on radio today. Seeing that whole vibe has come about lyrics and this and that. You're not hearing that music on the radio anymore. You're not hearing much of that music on the radio anymore. But you're still getting it in the vehicles passing on the road. You still get
Of
it in
course.
the fete, and you're
Right.
still getting it in the minds of the young people that
Yep.
tarnish in our society.
Yep.
It tarnish in our society, and it needs to stop. Who vex with me, they vex.
Mhm.
But it needs to stop. It honestly needs to stop.
You're right.
And but the thing about it is most of the music that that is degrading the you know, the our young women, they are the ones that's enjoying it the most. That baffles my
That
mind.
is why, no, but that is why I was telling you about that we already crossed the line, and the line that we crossed, the
No.
new line that we form is now the new threshold.
Yes.
Mhm.
You understand?
Yes.
But that it has been wrong from time. It has been wrong from time, but we have set a new bar.
Yep.
You know, we have set a new bar. The bar was below here. It was bad already as it was, but we have set a new bar because the leaders, for lack of a better word, I not necessarily coming out on government,
Yeah.
but
Right.
the people that can effect change by putting things in place, they endorse that kind of nonsense.
Hmm.
They endorse it.
Yeah.
You understand? So I mean, it will just. They will say, well, they'll say, as a hater, yeah, that's true. That's not a problem. You know, but we, again, novelists, if you remember, back in the days of WCK, when we used to play on the road, we used to dictate what plays on the radio, you know, not necessarily by telling them what they must play, you know, but
No.
what we put out there is
Yes.
what that would be played on the radio. What would, you know, the kind of music, if we come out with if we start to play a foreign song, then you'd start to hear it on the
Yeah.
radio.
Yes.
We had that power, and the musicians and the artists today have that
They
power.
have that power. Yes.
you know, but they rather go the easy way out and they rather sell out.
Yep.
They rather sell out by going the easy
But
way.
but
Smart sells, but that doesn't make it right.
right. But
Yeah.
is it the easy way though? Because I mean, if you create and just take your time. You know, because if I'm gonna sing a song about degrading a woman and it's gonna last for 2 months, and where I could take that same song and mask it and have it last for 2 years, what's really the easy way? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really don't know
It's
that. But again, to penny wise, pound foolish. So you want the fast fame, and
yep.
that is all. I mean, we're not looking at a lot of us don't look at the long term.
All right.
A lot
That's
of
true.
us don't look at the long
Yeah.
term, but we need to look at the long term. And again, I will say, as an artist, every artist has a responsibility to uplift life in a positive way in
Hmm.
everything that they do.
Yeah.
That is your responsibility. That is your responsibility. There's no other way to put it. That is what you're there for, to make
Yep.
people happy,
Hmm.
not to make people fight and not to make people look down at each other.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? Even we have hate lyrics too. We always think that somebody do us wrong and we have to put it in song and we have to do
Yeah.
this and we have to do that. Where does that take you? If
I,
Joey listen to a lot of songs right now, she totally lost. She say, okay, who are they talking about? What
right.
are they
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Why are they talking about this? You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
That goes back
The
to what
only
you said
people that
earlier
can... Mm,
about the artist being sensitive. You know, Be-
yes.
because
Too sensitive. Because, I
yeah,
mean, you can be sensitive at the back. You can be sensitive, you know, but when it comes to stage, when it comes to performing and
right.
putting your image and your brand out there,
Yeah, that's a
you
different thing.
cannot portray that. You should not
No, of
portray
course not.
that. I do not agree with anybody portraying that, and people get vexed with me and tell me, don't send them my blast already. They know what I say about them. But that is
Right.
my opinion. So why can't you? I'm not saying anything bad about you. I'm just giving my opinion about your particular song, about a particular this, a particular that. But it's not bad I wishing for you.
Right.
Yeah.
You understand? It's not bad I wishing for you. But why you want to hate on me?
Hmm.
You know, why do you want to hate on me? I mean, stop hating on, forget about what people say.
Yep.
Forget
Yeah.
about what people say about you. Have your plan and go your merry way.
Yeah.
Right.
Do what you have to do for you to move on, progress. Let's go. Let's shoot for that light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
But we figure shooting for that light is lashing back at somebody. For what?
Right.
Where does that bring you? That, to me, that you just wasted a whole song.
Yeah.
True.
You just wasted a whole melody. You just
Yeah.
wasted a whole 3 minutes.
Someone just made a comment that, music that's being produced today has no financial value. It, for me, I believe that comment. I agree. And I also believe that it's for the likes on social media. It's not so much for the financial gain. It's for that in the moment. Young
True.
people that are
Very
producing
true.
things, yeah. They're not looking for longevity now. They're looking for in the moment. I'm popular. I'm trending, because that's the new word. I'm
Right.
trending.
Yep.
So that's what they're looking for. But before we let you go,
Okay.
you
But
need
let me
to share your
just
handles.
let me say that. Just
Yeah.
let me say that though. Look at the Trinidad artists. They're trending, right?
Hmm.
With what lyrics?
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Look how they slow down the music.
Okay?
Hmm.
Yeah.
They're trending. They're trending so much that we want to be like them. Boy, that's another sad story. But Joel, what were you saying?
No, I would say share your handles so people know where to find you to get some more of this good value music. Colleen XP, we want all of that.
Well, I will start off with me. Because we spoke about the Interpretations album that I released some
Yes.
years ago. So you can go on all social media platforms and you can search Cornell Phillip Interpretations and you'll find my album. I think there are 13 songs on that album or 12 songs. I can't remember. But you will like it, which is a spin off Booyah songs. You know, some of them I took like Balance Batty and I created a slower version, jazzed up version of it. And when people ask me about the album, I tell them that is Booyah music that you can listen to on a Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yes.
So you can get that Cornell Phillip interpretations on all my all major streaming download sites. I also have a Facebook page, Cornell Phillip. You know, you can get me there. I also have a YouTube page, Cornell Phillip. You can get me there also. And the brand, the real brand for me right now is Carlin XP. You know, and you can go to carlinxp.com. We have a website where we keep all our pay-per-view activities there. We also have music where you can purchase. We have merch, you know, that you can get all on the site. And on Facebook is Carlin XP 767. On YouTube is Carlin XP. On Instagram is Carlin_XP. I trying to get her to go into TikTok. But you can just search Carlin XP and you'll find everything Carlin XP, and all Carlin XP's music is on the download sites and everything. So, you know, it's on Facebook, it's everywhere. You know, so everything is available.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right, sir. We definitely have to do this again. So I want to thank you again for coming and spending the evening with us. Yeah, 3. So, well, you know, that's what happens when, you know, you bring people with a lot of knowledge, people with a lot of history, and you know, longevity in the business, right? So, you know, I'm pretty sure you will come 3, and the viewers will probably want you to come a 4th time. So,
and
you know what I mean?
before we go, let me apologize for me being so passionate, but it's about time that people start to speak out.
Don't apologize for that at all.
No,
that's your passion, and no apology needed.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to apologize. You know, people came and say what they had to say. You say what you have to say.
There were fire signs, there were fists, there were heart signs in the comments that you probably didn't see. And they appreciated everything that you said. So no apology needed. No apology.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Cornell. So we'll talk. Thank you for joining us. Great show.
Yeah.
Lots of information.
Wow, what a way to come back.
Yep. So of course, you know, we'll work on having Cornell back in the new season. No promises yet, you know how the thing goes, but I had fun and definitely looking forward to talking to him again. Hope everybody out there had fun. Do subscribe to Islands Therapy on YouTube, TDN TV on TDN on YouTube as well, and on Facebook. Follow TDN TV, and every Wednesdays on TDN TV and on TDN TV Facebook, we got this weekend interview with the man Anthony Drago. So definitely check that every Wednesdays on TDN TV. All right. Jules, anything?
No, I think I'm excited for the next guests that are coming on next week. And
yes. And next weekend, I hope you guys could participate in the WhatsApp group and all that stuff, and wait for the next guests for next week. We'll see you guys. Have a blessed week and a blessed weekend.
Take care.
What's up, y'all? Ramona Tuse here, former Army captain.
Hello, my name is Kurt Alexander, Sergeant First Class, U.S. Army, retired.
Sergeant Zimi from the U.S. Army.
Catch me live Saturday, March 12th
at 7 p.m. on TDN TV.
With two of my retired colleagues.
Or on Facebook, Island Therapy.
Talking about my military experience.
As a U.S. Army soldier.
On Dissect.
March 12th.
So tune in, can't wait.
Don't miss it. It's going to be great.